What's up? What's up, Big Rose TV? We are back and we are better. Okay, do you know why? Because we got some mother effing rest. Okay, because that's what we need. That's the topic of today's podcast conversation is get you some rest. Okay, don't neglect the rest that you well deserve, especially if you're working hard towards certain goals and certain visions. You have to recharge yourself. So how else are you going to recharge if you don't rest? So it sounds great to keep chasing the goal, but how are you going to keep chasing if you don't have the momentum to chase? Okay, so you have to build that momentum by resting. So this is something that typically we may already know, but we have to actually put it into practice. So that looks like resting and shutting off our brains when we need to. So you can definitely overload yourself with information, with energy, but that is not constructive towards your best self, okay? It might be constructive towards the goal to a certain extent, but how are you going to master the goals if you're not your best self when you get to the destination, right? So you gotta rest. So what does that look like, and what does shutting off your brain actually look like? So it means don't reply to that text message. It means don't even look at your emails when you are laying in bed. It means separate work from personal relationships so that you can make sure that you are staying focused in both areas and having the energy to do so. So that also looks like eating well and also getting enough sleep. So understanding what tasks could be left for another day and what things you can attack in a full day so that you can have that day and you can plan the rest. Rest also looks like a vacation, okay? Sometimes you need to book that vacation, even if it's a day out of the city, out of town, a weekend out the country. Do it, okay? Because working towards a goal is one thing, but then you also have to work to enjoy the goals, okay? So moving forward, how are you prioritizing time to rest? Because we can always prioritize time to work because we have a schedule set to do so. Let's say you work Monday to Friday full time. That's a set schedule of work, okay? And then after that, you might want to go to the gym. You may want to go and socialize. However, there's no schedule for that unless you fit into your diary, of course. But scheduling rest is definitely important. Naturally, you're going to go to sleep every day regardless. Some people don't sleep enough every day. And that also doesn't help with brain activity and development. So how are you going to think clearly and strategically if you don't have the full capacity to think at? So this is, again, what brings me back to rest. So there's a lot to achieve, especially in, let's say my life or even your life. So that being said, you are not even going to be thinking of things that are going to help develop and inspire you because you're going to be so tired. So how about we intentionally navigate time to take care of ourselves mentally, physically, emotionally, and of course spiritually as well, wherever that looks like for you. But the point is we are uplifting ourselves in a way where we can actually be strong in a capacity to perform better than we did yesterday. So that looks like, again, getting more rest. So more sleep. Some people need 8 hours. Some people need less. You will know what you need. Some people just need power naps into the day. But this is not to say to not be productive. This is restfulness after production, okay, which is also productive. So rest is productive after productivity. So you need to stay aligned in that journey and making sure that you're keeping yourself well charged. So if you was a battery, right, with your human energy, okay, that you're constantly using on a day-to-day basis, what does that look like right now if you have not put yourself on charge? So let's say you didn't go to sleep and you didn't get enough rest last night. What does your battery look like? Are you on 20%, right? Do you need to charge? Are you on 50%? Either way, nobody's at 100% unless you are intentionally fueling yourself, okay? That could be with food. That could be with information, okay? So just think about that moving forward. And yeah, just spend more time taking care of yourself mentally. So other than a vacation, I would say book a spa day. Go and get you a massage, okay? Something that just disconnects you from reality and from the world for at least an hour or 20 minutes, okay? That can even look like a mani-pedi, okay? Self-care. So intentionally putting self-care in alignment with recharging yourself.